Joseph, jumping off of that point, even if I take the fact, okay, I'm sitting in the jury and I'm thinking, okay, maybe Cindy Cobb made that call. Then why on earth? What was Erica Stefanko talking about in that recording? What role did she play? Why was she afraid the police would come after her? Why did she say, well, Chad Cobb threatened me if I didn't get his tools for him that he would go to the police about my involvement? Why say these things unless, of course, you were involved?
That's a great question, and that's the entire case right there. And that's exactly what the jury is looking for and wants to hear. I agree with Byron. He's spending too much time on Cobb. The answer to this question, though, is one of two possibilities, I suppose, and it is this. Suppose you had the mama and you wanted to argue that she's the one who did all this. I mean, you could then spin the story that that's why she recorded the call. No, here's what I mean. Who's more apt to protect their baby? Well, that's our mama. And has this one demonstrated her willingness to do so? And you just mentioned several facts that support that. And then allows you to argue, and she should be in a different format, but it goes for you to say, and this is why she had that phone call and she didn't start it and stop it at the right time because it was taken out of context. So here's the out of context part. The defendant, had she
Yeah.
taken the stand, could have said, look, what I was saying is that my husband hated this woman, wanted to take her skull as a trophy, said some ugly, horrific things, maybe even a few additional things we haven't heard yet. And I stood by my man because I understood the torture and pain it would come from having someone rip your baby out from under your arm. And so I played my part in being a good wife. And that's what that context or that quote was. It was taken out of context. But in no part did I play my part to plan a murder because you heard him say I didn't plan any murder. I didn't take part in it. And if you combine that with the defense pointing out that although the prosecution wants to point some dirt on the side of the car, if they're so convinced that proves that there was another person in the car and Chad was in the passenger seat, then why didn't they test the mud or the dirt on that side and match it to the cornfield that supposedly he walked through? Because they had the chance to do it. They had the ability to do it. They have the easy testing to be able to do it. And they made the intentional decision not to do that, but now they want to argue it. Tells me I smell a rat running through that cornfield, and we know who that is. This is evidence they're not bringing for a reason.
So, Joseph, I mean, you just did a better job than the defense did because they didn't really explain away a lot of what their client could allegedly confess to. And I'm going to get more into that. We'll take a break. When we come back, more of the defense's closing where they try to point the finger at Cindy Cobb. We'll be back.